to another episode of Dark Ranch Production. I'm your host, CB, and today's discussion, we're going to talk about the new Aladdin trailer. Now, before I get into that, Disney has been doing these things where they are doing realistic adaptations of our beloved favorite Disney animated films. And to me, I just think that when you have a classic, classics don't need to be touched. Because these movies are very sensitive, probably to a lot of people, especially around my generation, because like we legitly grew up on those type of movies. I feel like as a kid, as we see something, sometimes we just don't like the idea of change, or we feel like, hey, if you do this, it might look bad in the franchise eyes. I feel like Aladdin doesn't really need a realistic adaptation, and I feel like the idea of them doing that is gonna hurt the image of Aladdin. But I'm not so crazy about it. At the same time, I'm not going to bash it because I have not watched it and I have not seen it in action. But I will say I'm not too crazy about Genie. But when I seen Will Smith that was non-blue, I was actually okay with it because I said like, okay, if you're going for a realistic adaptation, why not? He technically doesn't need to be blue. You guys are adapting a movie to be in a realistic atmosphere. But you know, people just couldn't handle the fact that Genie wasn't blue. Genie had to be blue. So basically, people complained, and Will Smith gave everyone what they asked for. He said like, "Blue Genie is in the works." So in this second trailer that came out for the movie, we see a blue Genie. And everyone was livid. Everyone was upset, and people bashing it. People basically saying that I thought this was a satire. The whole idea of Blue Genie, Will Smith, was a joke. A lot of people just said, "Oh, bad CGI." Basically, that this needs to be hidden away or thrown in the trash. And it goes on and on and on. But I feel like, okay, even though I seen Blue Genie, that really did not catch my eye in the whole entire trailer. To be honest, the one thing that stood out that trailer besides Blue Genie, and I felt like that was worse, was by far Jafar. Think of it. Jafar is supposed to be menacing, and he's supposed to be the big bad in the Aladdin series. He had a squeaky voice. So I'm be honest, it's comparable to as if he was Squidward from SpongeBob. I felt like that is not Jafar. I cannot be scared about this. I can't even see this being taken seriously. Like, this guy is really Jafar. I could have thought of many other people who could have played Jafar or even looked the character. I just felt like there was better options out there. I feel like, okay, people are bashing Blue Genie and that Will Smith is playing him, and I get it. People feel the feeling that, okay, he's tampering with something that is legendary, and yeah, that person is not longer in this world with us. May he rest in peace. And that's why I also feel sensitive about that movie as well. I feel like it's a classic, and there's elements to Aladdin that makes it, you know, such a great movie and an unforgettable movie, especially for our generation now. It's a very unforgettable movie. There were characters that were involved that just you just can't undo the magic that they did to create that movie with the voices. So I feel like, yeah, they're messing with an element that it shouldn't really happen, but you know what? Disney could do whatever they want. At the end of the day, Disney is just doing this as a money grab. They know that this is a nostalgic feeling that everyone's going to feel. So when people decide to go watch the movie, they're just gonna rake it in because it's a name that we all know. It's a name that a good majority of us grew up on. It's Aladdin. So and in the same sense, it's smart, but also kind of devious, and I would say lazy. Because come on, Disney is such a huge company that I'm pretty sure they have the resources to come up with ideas to put forth new characters and just leave things that should just be left alone. There's no need for realistic adaptations. When you made these animated films, you made them, and everyone loved him. There was no reason for it to be brought back. There's no reason for it to be changed. There's people, there's voices that is just very sensitive. But at the end of the day, I feel like, you know what? They're going to come out with it anyway. Why judge it? And I feel like we shouldn't really put too much anger towards Will Smith. I feel like if anyone could play Genie, I can't think of an actor that could not play Genie better than Will Smith. Because if everyone knows Will Smith's character and we watch him in movies, he's a goofy character. He's a very colorful character, and I feel like that is Genie. And Will Smith could play both sides, serious and funny. And you know, if we all know the Aladdin films, there's times where Genie was serious, and there's times where Genie was funny and goofy. So I feel like, you know what, if anyone could play it, it's Will Smith. But the other characters, I don't know. I really don't know. Especially Jafar. I think by far that is what everyone's attention should be on. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by Blue Genie Will Smith. I think y'all need to turn y'all attention to Jafar. Well, until next time.